A knock sounds from the door. Moeka and I both look at the door in surprise. Well, all Moeka has to do is shout out and we're busted.
Hello? This is Nishida from next door. Is everything okay? Do you need the police? If not, then could you please keep it down? The walls here are pretty thin. I don't care about your sexual, dismissive, objectivifying schoolgirl roleplays. It's not my thing. I was looking for the word dominant and all that mix, but I didn't find it anywhere.
Damn, I didn't think about that. I did. I can't ever calling that police.
He's going to kill me!
Moeka suddenly screams.
No! Stop it! Don't kill me!
You bitch! What now? I need to silence Moeka somehow. I wish we could rip out her tongue somehow. I don't think we had the tools. But I can't use either hand. There's only one way. Here we go!
Call the no! You kissed her? Of all the ways to make somebody shut, you kissed, you didn't headbutt her and like you didn't, wait, you kissed her?
Hot! I suddenly press my lips against Moeka's. My loveless kiss shuts her up quite effectively. I lock eyes with her as well, trading glares in silence. Kids these days. Yes! I finally hear the neighbor's footsteps recede. What a relief. I feel a sharp pain on my lip. I instinctively jerk away. Blood drips from my mouth and lands on Moeka's neck. She bit me! What did you expect? When I feel her on my lip with the tip of my tongue, the taste of blood spreads out from the laceration. Moeka breathes wildly as she glares at me with tearful eyes. Don't act like it's your first time. You're older than me, remember? She grimaces and looks away. Her pink lips glisten with saliva. I might find the sight alluring if the situation were different. Moeka turns her face away and looks up through the open curtains at the bright full moon outside the window. How much time has passed? Feels like it's already been dozens of hours. But it's still night outside, so it probably hasn't been more than 1 or 2. Moeka hasn't said a word since I kissed her. She hasn't tried to escape either. Her expression is blank. She's just staring off to the side. What is she looking at? I follow her gaze, but the only thing there is a half-empty bottle of water. Has she given up? Either way, I can't let my guard down. Maybe it's just the stress, but it feels like my body is going numb. And I've been drenched in sweat for a while now. This room has no air conditioning whatsoever. The heat is starting to get to me. What is your plan right here? What was the point of going back into the room? Because the message was still in the arrival history, right? You didn't say that it wasn't there. You said that it was so full of messages that getting to it is going to take forever. But you have time, but just not in this room. I don't know. I'm confused. I thought I had an overwhelming advantage in this position, but it's harder to maintain than I expected. Not only do I have to keep Moeka pinned, but I also have to keep a close eye on her so she doesn't try anything. All Moeka has to do is lie there. She can rest and try again whenever she's ready. Will this last all night? At this rate, my strength might give out first. Fear mounts. If she escapes, she's going to try to kill me. She must have her gun somewhere, I'm sure. I consider calling Carissa for help, but I can't use either hand, and I don't even know what time it is. Damn. It's almost like I'm the one trapped. No, stay positive. You can do this. Moeka's dependent on her phone. That's her weak point. If I keep her separated from her phone, then sooner or later her will to resist should collapse. It's a matter of whose strength will fail first.
Okabe-kun.
Suddenly Moeka calls my name.
What do I have to do?
Now she's trying to ask nicely. Does this mean she's given up? This is what I was waiting for. Now I move in for the kill. Do you remember sending a D-mail?
What?
D-mail. An email that you sent to the past. You sent one to your own phone. You led me to think it was about a phone model exchange, but you changed the text before you sent it. Her typing speed is lightning fast. It would have been easy for her to type a mere 36 character while Daru and I were preoccupied with a phone wave named subject to change. Your D-mail changed the past. Don't you remember? Normally, once the past changes, everything until that point is undone. But it should be possible to make Moeka remember, just as Ferris and Lukaku did.
I don't know.
You do know, you just haven't remembered yet. Remember. Remember, or else. Or else what? I don't know. This is just a tactic to put pressure on Moeka. I have another plan to make her remember.
That's...
Moeka turns away again and bites her lip. Tears start falling from her eyes. I watch, never once taking my eyes off her. I didn't notice before now, but her shirt must have become undone during the struggle. I can see the alluring curves of her collarbone, the skin of her large pale breasts, a hint of sexy underwear. Her breasts heave with each painful breath. The base of her neck is stained with the blood from my lip. It's dry like a scab. Normally, Moeka could be mistaken for an elegant, beautiful woman. But now she has large shadows under her eyes. Her skin is rough, her face is pale. She looks more intoxicated than intoxicating. Her entire body reeks of death. She is clearly insane. This is the real Moeka. I wish I'd realized sooner.
I really don't know. If I could remember, I would. But I don't remember anything.
Moeka's gaze shifts constantly from me to the ceiling and then to the window. But her slow murmuring is evidence that she's almost beat. Just a little more, and her resistance will end. Fine, I'll change the question. You received a strange email about 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
It came from your own number and it was dated several days in the future.
That's...
Moeka's eyes open wide. Gotcha. You remember? Good. That was the D-mail. What did it say?
If I tell you,
I'll return your phone.
Fuck you.
She suddenly curses at me.
I won't tell you.
Why not?
It's my mission.
Her mission? I recall what Moeka told me on a previous world line. The Rounder's mission is to find and acquire IBM 5100s. So she found it, she let herself know that she can get it at Yanabayashi, and she sent the message. But, I mean, you can start, you have a grip on her hands, so you can start squeezing and, physically hurting her and see if that gets you anywhere. In that case... I'm also coming up with some other torture ideas, which I will not mention right now. The IBM 5100. Exclamation point, exclamation point? She fell into my trap. Her reflexive response was all I needed to see. It was about the IBM 5100.
How much do you know?
I'm asking the questions here. Just answer.
I can't. I won't betray FB.
So you're choosing FB over your phone? How loyal. But Mayuri's fate hangs in the balance. I can't give up. Moeka still hasn't calmed down. She's been opening and closing her hands for a while now. She's not trying to escape my restraint, she's just twisting her body. Licking her lips, shaking her head, trying to brush the hair off her face. It's like she's suffering from withdrawal without her phone. Soon, she won't have that mental fortitude to resist. If she won't talk now, then I'll just wait until she will. Is it really that painful to not have your phone? Why are you so dependent on it?
I can't talk to people.
You're talking right now, aren't you? And when she attacked the lab, she was leading a squad of hardened killers. Moeka shakes her head violently. I'm still very curious as to how she came to be in the position.
If I can't use mail, then I'll be cut off from the world.
What? Are you fishing for sympathy? You're just afraid of being abandoned by the Rounders, aren't you?
No, not the Rounders. FB.
That's the same thing, isn't it? Then don't say the worlds. You're the one who killed an innocent girl. You're the one who erased Mayuri from the world.
I didn't kill her.
Not on this world line, maybe. But on another world line, you came to steal our time machine. You killed her. You killed Mayuri. On the world line where I interrogated Moeka, she told me that Mayuri was expendable. It didn't matter to CERN whether she lived or died.
If FB told me to, then yes, I killed her.
Who is FB? Where the hell is he? I asked her the same question back then, but another rounder appeared before she could answer. Something tells me she wanted backup this time. Moeka's position in the rounders has changed.
I can't tell you.
Then let me tell you something. Listen good. If you're holding out for backup, you can forget it. Nobody's coming to save you. The pain and despair are just going to get worse, and in 4 days you'll kill yourself. Moeka seems startled by this. I go in for the kill. I came here from the future, using the time machine CERN wants so badly. That's how I know. You kill yourself in this room, all alone. Your precious FB doesn't save you. No one does. Not the Rounders, not CERN, and not the Committee of 300. Dots. Your boss hasn't replied to your mails, has he? You know why? Because you've been abandoned.
Dots.
Moeka's face contorts in despair. Once again, tears fall from her eyes. Guilt squeezes my heart. I know that I'm causing this woman pain. Inside of me, a voice whispers that it's nothing compared to what she did to Mayuri, that I have no reason to show mercy to a murderer. But at the same time, my conscience screams that it's wrong to hurt someone, no matter who they are or what they've done. Insane mad scientist my ass. I'm afraid to hurt my mortal enemy. I'm nothing but a hypocrite. FB doesn't deserve your loyalty. Tell me everything. I ignore the ache in my heart and push harder. But Moeka shakes her head violently.
FB wouldn't betray me. FB wouldn't abandon me.
Then why do you kill yourself in 4 days?
You kill me and make it look like a suicide.
I wouldn't need to cover it up if I killed you. I'd just undo your death with my time machine. When I got here, you were sitting in the corner like a limp rag, crying about how FB wouldn't answer. Remember?
But
how many days has it been? How often did FB contact you before, and when did it stop? I keep the questions coming. I need to pile on the pressure.
It used to be every day. It's already been 10 days.
10 days with no contact, correct? Moeka looks up to me with pleading eyes.
I won't betray FB.
FB betrayed you.
I believe in FB.
He threw you away. FB used you and now your usefulness is ended.
FB isn't like that.
Then what sort of person was he?
She was gentle to me, like a mother. I finally had a place I belonged.
Like a mother? FB is a woman. I expected an evil-looking old man like you see in the movies, but I guess I was wrong.
I talked to her about my worries. She always replied right away. Like a friend, but gentle, accepting.
It seems like Moeka feels pretty alone in the world, so I can see how she would be attached to somebody like that. Have you met her? Moeka shakes her head weakly. You haven't met? Even though she's like your mother? Your friend? Damn. If they had met, then I could have got Moeka to lead me to her.
Rounders must hide their identities from one another.
So you've talked, but you never met. But you must have wanted to meet her, right? Even if it was against the rules.
No, no! It would ruin everything if she saw the real me.
Did she ever say she wanted to meet you?
No, never. And I never asked. So no phone
calls either, then. Moeka turns away, and she nods faintly. Didn't you wonder why? Dots. Why would such a kind, gentle woman refuse to meet you in person? Was it really just the rules? And why isn't she returning your emails now? Think about it. She was using you. You were tricked.
Don't say that. She's not like that.
What did your last email say before she stopped contacting you?
Leave the IBN 5100 at the designated location.
The IBN 5100? Moeka, you fool. You let your tongue slip. 2 weeks ago, FB told her to leave the IBN 5100 at a drop point. That means she already had it in her possession at that time. I recall how Moeka kept bombarding me with questions about the IBN 5100. I might have let it slip that I found the computer at Yanabayashi Shrine. After that, she sent her email. The world line changed. The lock was broken on the shrine's storehouse door. The IBN 5100 was gone. These facts point to one conclusion. She sent herself to the location of the IBN 5100. Yeah! Now that I know it, it seems so obvious. If only I hadn't trusted Moeka. If only I'd seen through her lies. But no, I played right into her hands. I was the tool's tool. I almost burst into self-deriding laughter. But I desperately hold it back and keep a straight face. What was the designated location?
The coin locker. In front of Daibiru.
The same place that Lukaku brought it when she was a girl and ruined it. The coin locker in front of Daibiru. Wait, isn't that where Lukaku hid the IBM 5100 on the previous world line? Is this another effect of convergence? Can I retrieve the IBM 5100 if I go there now? No, I can't expect it to still be there. Remember what happened with Lukaku. The invisible force of convergence is keeping the IBN 5100 away from me. If I want to get it back, I need to cancel Moeka's D-mail. Yeah, because if that was supposed to be delivered at the designated location 2 weeks ago, pretty safe to say it's not there now. I know the message. I've already reached my goal. How can you manage to persuade her in a message, though? Like, that has to be a really smart message. Moeka starts crying softly. I sigh deeply and lift myself off Moeka's body. Careful. Then I lean back against the wall and stretch my aching limbs. I take Moeka's phone out of my pocket. I'm using her phone. Dots. Moeka slowly gets up. She wipes her tears and fixes her hair and clothes. Her wavy hair obscures her face from this angle, so I can't make out her expression. She doesn't react to what I said. Even though I'm no longer restraining her, she doesn't try to attack me and take back her phone. I do wonder, though, because she doesn't appear to have a gun now. I assume that maybe she got a gun for the mission that they had, that the other rounders were keeping a gun and gave it to her before she came, and that she doesn't actually have one at her apartment place. It could be. I hope it is, because she could just grab it right now and bam! I open Moeka's mailbox and search for the D-mail. It takes about 3 minutes, but I finally find it. 3 mails from Moeka's own phone, each 12 characters long, sent on August 4th and received on July 31st. We could have done this without restraining her, though. But this way we get more answers. It was kind of hot, too, so... August 4th and received on July 31st. Retro PCs at Yanabayashi Shrine. Just as I suspected, Moeka changed her D-mail in the few seconds I had my back turned. We were correct. All I need to do now is send a cancellation mail. But how? How will you convince... Oh. We need to turn on... This is a few hours. It's a long time later. Mr. Tanushi is probably gone home. So we can go down and turn on the TV, no problem. Do we have the hole in the floor right now? I'm so confused with the world lines. I don't know if we have the hole in the floor.
Okabe?
You at the lab?
Don't worry me like that. Baka?
What? Were you worried about me?
I mean, you set up an obvious death flag. I'm surprised you're still alive.
Where are you now?
I'm standing by at the lab.
Set up the machine. I'm sending another D-mail.
Destination?
July 31st, 11 a.m.
11 a.m. on the 31st.
Oh, is this gonna work? Do not go. Not at shrine. It's a trap. I like that. That's a good one. While Karisu calculates the hours, I type the mail. It says, do not go. Not at shrine. It's a trap. I address the mail to the phone wave name subject to change. Okay, all set. Alright, activated. Activated. I press the send button. Guess we're not gonna get a choice here whether to send or not. The mail starts sending. Oh no, it's not changing. No. Dots. Reading Steiner should activate. This time for sure. I brace myself for the incoming vertigo.
Well?
Nothing! Why won't it change?
Another mistake?
No, there's no way. I know what Mueka's message said. This email should have cancelled it. Why isn't it working? What the hell's wrong this time?
What did the first email say?
That the IBN 5100 was at Yanobayashi Shrine. I tried to cancel it by telling her it's a trap, but it didn't work. I'll try to phrase it differently.
Wait, we went through this with the Lotto 6 experiment, remember?
The Lotto 6 experiment? Yeah, I set myself the winning numbers, but the past me didn't buy the ticket. Instead, he gave the winning numbers to Lukaku.
The person who reads the email chooses whether or not to act accordingly. Kiryu learned that the IBM 5100 was at the shrine. Though the cancellation mail came right afterward, I guess she ignored it and went anyway.
Which is why it might be impossible for us to persuade her to stop. I don't know what could make her stop. Maybe she didn't believe the cancellation mail, or maybe she was too diligent so decided to check it out even when told not to. I glanced at my... No! Pretend it's from FB. Or let's say that, like, FB said no, go. Like, I glanced at Mueka. She's still hanging her head, but her tears have run dry. I wonder if she's listening.
Damn. Even when I told her it was too risky to go to the shrine, she went anyway.
Even when told it was too risky, not when I told. We need a more persuasive message. Something that will prevent her from going to the shrine. Use FB!
Like what?
That's the problem. Is it possible to persuade her with just 36 bytes of text? Or should we consider other possibilities? What if we send a email to myself on July 30th? Could I beat her to the IBM 5100?
Were you even interested in the IBM 5100 then?
Also, I'm super skeptical about sending more D-mails unless they are to repair or cancel out another D-mail, because the D-mails is what caused this problem in the first place. Dots. When did I start caring about the IBM 5100? Because D-mails are so unpredictable. At least with the time leap machine you get to actually experience the past. I can't remember. Fine, that's out. So how do I convince Mueka to listen? At that moment, an electric shock runs through my brain. Yeah, 2 initials. FB.
What?
Okay, just write the message, stop talking about it. She's in the room with you. It makes me nervous. Just go do it. Mueka's handler. She's obsessed with FB. If the mail comes from FB, she'll do whatever it says.
Do you have FB's phone?
No, they haven't even met. We don't know where FB is.
Then there's nothing we can do.
Give me a little time. Well, you can still send it from Mueka's phone and just say FB said this and this. Right? It's worth a shot. Gonna make me wait again? I've been pulling all-nighters recently, so whatever. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? So even after prying answers out of Mueka, there's still more work to be done. Fate really seems to love getting in my way. Alright, to break out of this world line, I need FB's identity and location. I need his ASL. I mean her ASL. I already know her S. Now I just need the A and the L. I call Mueka's name. When she finally looks up, I drop her phone onto her lap. She accepts it with a confused expression. Looks like we're searching for FB now. Dots. Mueka grips her phone, but she doesn't look at the screen. I sigh deeply. I need to get as much information on FB out of her as I can. How exactly did you become around her? Honestly, I couldn't care less. I hate having to stand here and talk with the woman who killed Mayuri. So are we gonna like team up with Mueka to find FB? Dots. Hugging her phone to her chest, Mueka retrieves her glasses and puts them back on.
4 years ago, I tried to kill myself.
Her voice is a barely audible whisper. For a moment, I'm surprised she's not talking by mail.
I had no hope. I wanted to get away from everything.
Why?
No big reason.
Her expression is blank, lifeless, like always. But behind her glasses, her eyes are red from crying. They are the only trace of emotion on her doll-like face.
Little things. Lots of little things. Piled up. I've always been like this.
And your family? Mueka shakes her head a little. She has none, I guess. I don't bother asking whether she's ever had parents. It doesn't really matter.
I locked myself in my room and overdosed on sleeping pills. But I didn't die. Afterwards, I got a mail. Recruiting rounders, it said. It was under hundreds of people, not just me.
Isn't that spam? Do the rounders really recruit like that?
Nothing mattered anymore, so on a whim, I replied. And then, FB contacted me. Ever since, I followed FB's orders.
I guess that sort of gave you a sense of purpose. Were you always stationed in Akiba? Mueka shakes her head.
Until 3 months ago, I was in Nagoya. Before that, Yokohama. Before that...
The Rounder's chief duty is to acquire IBM 5100s. I guess they had her traveling all over Japan, digging up info on retro PCs. How many IBM 5100s have you found so far?
Not even one.
No results? Sounds like CERN is spending a lot of effort for not much return. I sigh deeply once again. Wait, not even once? But what about the IBM at the shrine? She delivered that to FB, didn't she? So what now? Are you gonna sit here, wallowing in despair until you kill yourself 4 days from now? Dots. Or do you want to rebel against fate?
Rebel?
Even as I ask the question, I know that for her, rebellion is impossible. This world line has already approved her death. She's in the same situation as Mayuri. No matter what she does, she will die. I know that. But she doesn't know that. And yet I ask the question. FB used you and threw you away. Accept it. Then ask yourself what you're going to do about it.
Dots.
Mueka looks down.
Even if FB did use me, I was the only place I belonged. That was the first time in my entire life that I was needed. FB gave me purpose. To protect that purpose, to protect FB, I would do anything.
Even murder. You're beyond hope. I stand up. Drown in your dependence for all I care. Your death has already been decided. But I won't let fate have its way. I'm rebelling to the end. No matter what, I will save Mayuri. Just a little bit more. I can't give up now. I will battle fate.